Hi everybody, I'm going to do a step-by-step video tutorial today for you on how to create a galaxy background. Really awesome. And it'll take me just a minute to set up the camera. Let me switch the view here. Okay, give me a minute. Oh. Hi Sharon. Sharon, can you tell me, am I sideways or am I, is it properly set up? It's not showing on my iPad yet, so it's going to take me a minute. This is the one thing I have with the, with the live feeds. They're hard sometimes to get them. There we go. Now I've got it on my iPad. I'm all set. Thanks so much for watching. I'm so excited to show you this new technique I learned. It's been around for ages. First, let me give you a little information about myself. I'm Mary Director. I'm a Fun Stampers Journey Coach. I have a blog, KreatesKardsJourney.blogspot.com. My business website, if you'd like to place an order, is funstampersjourney.com/MaryDirector. And I'm also on Facebook, which is facebook.com/KreatesKardsJourney. And I give this because I also save the video to YouTube so that we have all my links available. So I'll set that aside. Wait till you see the cards. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. This is the first one I did, and this is one of the galaxy backgrounds. I love, 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 love these backgrounds, and it's all done with PanPastels except for the stars. Thanks for dropping in, Maria. I appreciate it. Anyone that's watching, if you'll just leave me a note that you're watching, and if there's any questions you have, be sure to let me know. I may not be able to answer all the questions during the live feed, but I definitely will go back and answer the questions afterwards. I always follow up. Okay, so this is my first one. I had so much fun with it that I had to make 3. So this is number 1. This is number 2. I'm going to separate these so they don't override each other. This one I just thought was cute. It says, I believe in you and UFOs. Now, wouldn't that be perfect for Halloween or just 'cause? And then also, if you just needed to give someone a little bit of encouragement, the I believe in you, and just mask out this bottom part about the UFOs. Great, great sentiment. So let me give you a comparison of these two. This one is more muted. This one, when I finished, I went in with a paper towel and I literally brushed over the top. I like both. It's just totally up to you which way you want to, which way you want to use it, if you want a more muted or if you want a more vibrant background. Okay, and then the third one, this one's probably my favorite. This one again is with the PanPastels. I did the astronaut and the meteor on our brushed silver cardstock. Now this is our, the card base on this is, I have it aside. It's one of, I think it's Rock Candy. And then I just fussy cut. This stamp set is so easy just to easily cut around. There's no dies for it. So it's very, very easy. And then this is just to show you, here we use the same technique on all 3 backgrounds. I use the exact same stamp set. Oh, the silver one's going to give a shine because it's a brushed silver. It's showing you how different you can make the item look just by the intensity of the pan pastel and also how you accent the background. This one was accented with our whipped cream acrylic paint from Fun Stamper's Journey. This one was accented. Hi Terry, thanks for stopping in. This one was accented with our sparkle silk and our whipped cream silk. Now what's interesting with this, the whipped cream is the more muted and the sparkle silk is the one that when you rotate it, picks up all the sparkle and shine. Then the third one, with doing this on the brushed silver, this one, what's real interesting, and I'm going to show you how to achieve all these backgrounds. This one I used our whipped cream re-inker. Now the whipped cream really isn't water soluble, but I mixed it with water and then applied it to a toothbrush, and an old toothbrush, not one we're using, I promise, and then just bristled it over the top of the card, and that's what created these amazing designs in the back. And then I just went ahead with our silver silk and accented it with the silver silk. So it's just to show you, you can, no matter what supplies you have, whether you have a lot or you have a few, start playing with them. Do them different ways. Even if all you had was white cardstock and a few inks, you can create some amazing backgrounds, and then using a brush, a toothbrush, you can add to it. If you have our silks, you can add to it. So just, giving you some ideas. These are the 3 cards I made. And let me show you some of the other products I used. This is the I Believe stamp set. It's SS-0635. And in the comments later tonight, I will put a complete supply list for you. So if there's any item in question, you'll be able to see what the item number is and that. This is so cute. I believe in you and UFOs. You're out of this world. I'm over the moon for you. Thank your lucky stars. Hello. And then all the images that are stamped. And it's, it's our red rubber stamp. Well, I guess I didn't show you the red rubber. Fun Stamper's Journey only uses red rubber. We don't use any of the clear stamps. We don't use any of the photopolymer. So red rubber gives you absolutely amazing, distinct stamped images. So it's all we sell. So this is the stamp set I used. You know what? I'll just put it back later. It doesn't really matter. I'll show you the colors. I didn't use the black, but I'm going to use the black licorice to demonstrate the splattering. So the black licorice is CS-003. Here's the citrus cooler, and the citrus cooler is this card. It's CS-0089. I love this color. This is just gorgeous. Okay. Summer Days was this card, and this is CS-0083. Do you have a favorite in the colors? I love the, well, it just depends what I'm making. My love changes, from the project. Here's our whipped cream. It's CS-0040. And like I said, if all you had was whipped cream cardstock, you could make so many projects with your inks, with your pan pastels. You wouldn't have to buy the solid colors if they weren't in the budget right now. But speaking of budgets, just so you're aware, all of our solid color cardstock and coordinating ink pads are on sale for the month of September for 20% off. Hi Lori, I see you're Lorianne, I see you're watching too. Thanks so much. Okay, this is the one that's the Riverstone, and the Riverstone is the card base, and this is CS-0094. Remember that on the astronaut, the sentiment, and the meteor, I used the brushed silver, and this is to give you a difference. See how shiny the brushed silver is? And the brushed silver is Journey Brushed Silver CS-0135. Okay, we'll set those aside. I like showing the colors. I think that it helps that you can see, you know, a big, you know, a larger piece, so there's no doubt on the colors. And then I'm going to be using our PanPastels, and with these I'm going to be using Party Pop, which is JM-0081, and also Rich Sorbets, which is JM-0082. For these cards, I liked having a border around them, so I'm going to start off with just a piece of cardstock that's 5 by 3 3/4. With PanPastels, I'm going to use our soft tools. When you buy the sets, the a set of soft tools come with it. Yesterday, after using the black quite a bit, I decided that the black I like using a different sponge for. So that I'm going to show using the big sponge on the main colors, and then with the black and the deep lilac, I am going to use the smaller sponge. I didn't have an issue with cross-contamination. What I had the issue was I got black all over my fingers, and so it was just easier to have it, the black and the lilac, on a separate sponge when I was doing the applications. When I work with PanPastels, I always try to keep paper towels handy, and I also have a package of baby wipes off to the side. The baby wipes don't have any, make sure that they're baby wipes with no alcohol in them. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to go ahead, and when I think of a galaxy, I think of yellows, orange, reds, and kind of a berry color or lilac. So there isn't a specific way to do this. This is how I did it to make the background. I'm first going to pick up Lemon Drop, and I'm going to work in a circular motion. And again, remember, we just pat the PanPastels. If you get any dust in here, you are going to, it means you're pressing too hard. You can press firmly on your cardstock though. And we're just going to do random circles here. Next, I'm going to use Citrus Cooler, which is the orange, and bring it in. When it overlaps, you're going to get a difference of, you know, a new color because it's going to blend. And we're just going to fill in a little bit of red. Red is really a deep pigment, so, or deep rich pigment. So just be careful that when you do this, that you don't get it too dark, unless that's what you want. So of course, you know, that makes a difference. Oh, I see Jana and Kathy dropped in. Thanks so much. Lorianne, thank you for your compliment. I'm glad you love the backgrounds. For those of you that just dropped in, we're doing galaxy backgrounds using PanPastels. This is one of the samples. This is the second. And then this is the last one. And this one, these three pieces were done in brushed silver, so you'll see a little bit of a glaze or a glare to them. So just so you're aware. All three of those cards use the same technique. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, oh, and this was I used candy apple red when I was using the red. Now I'm going to go into the rich sorbets. And like I said, if you have questions, please, let me know. I may not be able to answer during the live feed, but I promise I'll go back in afterwards. Oh, thank you, Cindy. I'm glad you like the backgrounds too. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up some of the summer days. It's more of a sunset type color. And again, there's no right or wrong. Just pick it up in here. You can do this as dark, or as light as you'd like. Now I'm picking up a little bit of sweet berry and blending it in. I just like the look of it in the backgrounds. And then you can decide what other colors you want in here. Now, if this was too bright, if you didn't want it this bright, you could take your paper towel and wipe over the top. I like, on this one I'm going to leave it the brighter. I like it. So, again, it's a personal choice. Okay, want a little more of the yellow. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the Party Pop because that's what's got the black in it. Oh, the PanPastels, Lori, to give you an example, I mean, this fits in the palm of my hand. These are just awesome. And when you buy a set, we have 4 sets. They come in 7 pans per palette. And then each one of the palettes right now, we have an additional color you can buy as a separate purchase. But each palette comes with 1 lid. They literally will all screw together. So if you were going on to a crop or anything, you could screw them together to take them. I don't like them screwed together because then I can't see what color I'm working with. And then each palette also comes with its own set of tools. So it's ready to go. Okay, so now we're going to do the black. And again, because it's the black, and I made a little bit of a mess yesterday with my hands, I'm going to go ahead and use this smaller tool for it. I'm just going to pick up the black. I'm going to come around the edges in a circular motion. Again, there's not a right or wrong to this. When you do this, you will get a little bit of dust on your card. Just brush it off. That's not a problem. And you can tone this down by rubbing it. You know, if you don't want it that dark, that's fine too. It's, again, a personal choice. I love the PanPastels. They are so awesome even to use as an accent on cardstock itself. So like if I was using Citrus Cooler, I could go in and put Citrus Cooler on top and just truly accent the colors. Okay, when you do this, you do not want squared off corners. So just kind of brush them in. Gives it a little more, you know, like looking, you know, out and looking in. It does. You don't want it to be, you know, cut and dry, a square or rectangle. The other color that I really like to use besides the black licorice as an accent is our deep lilac that's in the rich sorbets, and that's this one here. And it's just a beautiful shade. And with that, come over the black and just swirl, bringing it in. It's picking up other colors along the way. It's toning everything down. Carrie, thanks for dropping in and watching today. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, please let me know. We're working on the galaxy background using PanPastels. Okay, so I'm going to call it quits on this one. I could come in and use a clean part of the paper towel and just brush this out a little bit more. It is definitely taking some of it off. It's going to give it a little bit more muted. The other thing is if you have a textured paper towel, once you've done the PanPastels, if you put this on top and then put pressure, it actually will pick up the design of your paper towel. Jana, you're actually watching me live right now. You got in a few minutes later than we started, but we're definitely still live, so if you have questions, let me know. Thanks for dropping in. Okay, so this is the background, and again, I'll show you a comparison. Here's one of the finished cards. Here's the other finished card. And then here's the one, and again, you'll see a little bit of glare with the astronaut because I used the brushed silver with that. Okay, I'm going to show you, the first technique I'm going to show you is with our re-inker. Okay, so the re-inker is what gave this effect. Now this can be a little messy. So if you're doing this, don't have anything close by that you have to worry about splatters, and have baby wipes handy just in case. Take our whipped cream re-inker, shake it up, and actually, wait a minute, let me do this different. Let me do the water first. I have a little mister that I have filled with water. And I'm just going to take a small amount. Yesterday, my small amount ended up into being a great amount. So I want to be careful that I don't get too much. These little palettes we sell now too. I don't have the number, but it's a really nice palette to have. Add your re-inker directly to it. Now, the re-inkers are not water-based. So technically, I should probably, you wouldn't want to thin down this if you were painting a card or going to use this in a watercolor technique. This is just because I'm doing this with the paintbrush. I needed it watered down, and so I just did it this way. Okay, take an old toothbrush. Okay, so we've got the bristles with paint on them. Now I'm going to come over here, and with my thumb, I'm just going to rub across here. And see the splatters? This is so cool. And you get paint all over your hands when you do this. Now, okay, wait a minute. I want to get that big splot out of there. Just a minute. Okay, and then we'll just go over the top of that so there we go. Perfect. Okay, isn't that cool? And see how it splattered and it gave dimension? I just think it's really great. And again, it's a little bit messy. Keep paper, baby wipes handy, and as long as you do it right away, this will come right up. And then the baby wipe is a quick and easy way to clean out your plastic palette too. Okay, so that's one. Let me wrap this toothbrush so we don't get this on anything else. I'm working in my little craft room, so I have limited space, and I have to be a little careful where I set things as a result. Okay. So this one is this background for the astronaut one I did. Okay. Then I took the silver silks, and you want to make sure you shake, shake this up well. This is water soluble. If you find your silks are getting thick, you can take an eyedropper, add a couple drops of water to it, and then, add water here. Do not don't add too much water, just literally a drop at a time to, to get this to work. If it's too thick. Okay, and then we're just using the silks. I want a little more sparkle to this. And you can use as little or as much as you want. The sparkle silk would be great on this. So that's the finished background. That's the same as this card. And again, look how totally different the coloring is. And you also change the look once you start adding your stamped images on. When you're working with this, your PanPastels, I would always work with a protective sheet underneath. We do sell the grid paper, but as you can see, the PanPastels coming off in here. So I don't want to get, I don't want my cards to get into that. With this, there may be a little bit of residue. So if you want, after this dries and sets up, you may want to spray this with aerosol hairspray. Do not use pump hairspray. That will set this, lightly mist it, and then let it dry. Now these ones I did not do. Let's give it the tip. No, I mean there's just the tiniest bit. I wouldn't be worried with this one, but test yours. When it dries, see if there's a lot that comes off on your fingers. If there is, then I would set it with, with the hairspray. And again, aerosol hairspray. So this technique is this card. Now what I was going to do is just show you what I did with the others, but on black, so that you didn't have to sit through watching me do the backgrounds again. One of them, which is this one, the alien one, I used the whipped cream silk and I used the sparkle silk. So these two, let me shake them up, there we go. And the whipped cream silk stayed muted, whereas the sparkle silk actually sparkles when the light hits it. I'm hoping you can see. Possibly not. Let's see. Okay, there you go. There you can see it. Okay, good. So anyway, so it's just a different look. What you do is shake up your silk well. This sparkle silk's probably the silver, the sparkle silk, and the gold and the bronze are my absolute favorites. I use them all the time. The other colors are great too. But those ones are the most metallic and the most sparkle of the silks. When you do it, you just tap it. And then make sure, and I know I've said this before, but make sure after you've shaken this and you take this out, that you bring it straight out so that you don't have, so you have a full loaded brush. If you do like you would fingernail polish and you wipe this, you're losing part of it and it's going to be harder to get your silks. Oh, silks are awesome. They truly are. I totally agree with Kathy and Sharon on that. They are amazing. If you see any sediment on the bottom of your jar, you haven't shaken this well enough. So just reshake. Okay. And this is the white. And the white, when you first put it on, shows up really white. But as it dries, and this dries really quickly, it dries muted. So it's a personal choice. If I like the mix of the two of them. Okay, so this type of background was again our alien. This was the whipped cream silk with the sparkle silk. And then the last one I'm going to show you is the one that was done with our white whipped cream acrylic paint. And this is JM-0106. And this one's easy to do. Again, this is one that our little palette dish comes in really handy. What you'll do, we have a number of brushes. We have 3 different styles of brushes. Any brush you have will work. The other thing you could do too, if you wanted, is you could use the old toothbrush with this technique too. Oops, we're going to squeeze it. Oops, I don't need that much. We can do a lot of cards with that much. That's okay. It's not a big deal. Just a second here. I got a little bit of paint. Okay. You're going to take a little bit of paint. Again, I have one of our misters. I'm going to take water out of it and just pour into one of the little petals here. And then I'm going to mix. And with this, you want this to be really runny, but you also want it to have a good white color to it. Hoping you can see there. Okay. We're just going to mix up. And again, I used way too much paint. Definitely didn't need this much. And then just take it. And this one, tap the brush against your finger underneath. And that probably could use a little bit more water. Oh, that one, okay. If you get that big of a glob, it's too much water. So some of this is just testing it out to see what's going to work best, and trial and error. And again, like with this, I could come in and just pick up part of it. The other thing I could do is, if it was a big glob and it was there, is just leave it and put something over the top so you don't, you won't see it. With paper, remember, we can always hide a mistake. And trust me, all of us, even seasoned crafters, make mistakes. So you just learn, you know, along the way to work around it. Okay, I'm taking a baby wipe. I'm cleaning this. I will go in though and clean this with soap and water so I get all the paint out. I just didn't want to leave it where it would, you know, could end up on one of our cards or that. Okay, just take me just a second. See how easy that cleanup was with the baby wipe? I mean, this is just quick and easy, and if you get it on your fingers, it comes right off. And then again, this one with the paints could be done with the toothbrush also. And you would get the same effect that we got with this, except it would be brighter. It would be more prominent because it would be the acrylic paint, and it would show that. It would show more, you know, of the white. So that was it. That's what I had to show you today. Again, let me show you the 3 cards. Oh, let me show you this. This one was this background. So that's the acrylic paint background, just where you splatter it. Okay, wait a minute. We have a little bit of paint here. I don't want that on my cards. Okay. And there's our 3 cards. And then the 4th, which is the background. Oh, I agree, Cindy. When you hide mistakes, they can come out amazing. I used to cake decorate, and I had done an anniversary cake for a friend, and it was a huge sheet cake. And then on top of it was a heart. And the heart cake said happy anniversary. And after I got the cake all done, I realized that I had misspelled anniversary. It was done in bright pink frosting. So I took a knife and got the happy anniversary off, but the pink from the frosting, you know, the dye in the frosting, actually stained the white frosting underneath. And it kind of looked like a marble, you know, marbled look. So I added a little more pink in, and I truly made the top look like it was a, you know, marbled frosting, and then made the, you know, and then I added the borders to the cake. Well, it was an absolute hit. Everyone loved that marble cake. So it was, it was a mistake that turned out to be a blessing. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you following me here. You are welcome to share the video with anyone. It will be posted as a public video. So you are welcome to share. And if you are someone that needs to buy Fun Stampers Journey products and don't have a coach, I would love to be your coach. And I will put a link to my business website, you know, in the comments in just a little bit. Thanks so much, everyone, and I hope you have a great weekend. And also, I'm challenging you to try the Galaxy backgrounds. You can do them with PanPastels. You can do them with inks. You can do the, you know, our regular inks. You can do them with liquid colors. These 3 cards are my very, very first time I've ever done a Galaxy background, and it was so easy. I hope that my tutorial will make it easy for you too. Thank you. Have a great weekend.